image of what you have right now of yourself. So we're going to be pushing through that. So it's important as you go through this type of module, I want to make sure that you are in the best state to really break through. So at this point, grab your Rewired journal and I want you to write down again on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel in the flow zone right now? Are you at a 1 to 2? Do you feel at a 3 to 5? Are you at a 6 to an 8? Or are you already tapping into that 9 to 10? If you're in the pure flow zone, incredible. We're going to be working through a lot of important things. But if you're not right now, take a moment to go through a guided meditation of the alpha brainwave state. I want to make sure that we raise that level because this is one of the most important modules to help you break through what may have been holding you back all along. Right, traders, so before we dive deep into this, hopefully that you're already starting to feel like a more conscious trader. You're starting to really be alert and observant of your words, realizing how important these words are and how you're describing your goals, your vision, your life. Because remember, your life is manifesting exactly the way you're describing it. And these are your thought patterns. And this has a lot to do with your self-image. Self-image might be something that you're familiar with, or this may be something that we're touching on for the very first time. That's absolutely okay. Remember, I'm right here with you, guiding you every step of the way. So for a bit of context, when we start to think about image, remember these images, how we've grown up, how we've lived our life, we have certain images in our mind of how we perceive things. Now, these have been put there. These are the programs that are currently running in our mind. A lot of these would have been put from 0 to 7, as we spoke about in the previous modules. Now, by understanding these programs, it gives us more of an insight as to how we're feeling, what kind of perception that we have of the world. So as we go deeper into self-image, this is going to help you get to the root cause of what might be standing in the way of you progressing as a trader. But before we go into the correction process, let's see what type of negative self-image that's been programmed to you already. Let's talk about how our mind and our ego has been programmed by the image makers. Our desires, our wants, they're not based on our true value. It's been altered and modified. All of the things that you think you want has likely been manipulated or altered in some way, shape or form. If you live in the United Kingdom, the images that you've been programmed with are most likely going to be different to the images of somebody who lives in North America, Asia, China, Japan, and the list goes on. Let's think about things like TV, cartoons, movies that you've watched, books that you've read growing up. It's all going to be giving you an image. Images as you've grown up and you've listened and you've watched to these certain things. Think about TV, for example. The clue is in the words. TV program. It's called TV program for a reason. And all of these images has been programming you from 0 to 7 and so on. So now we have these mental images in our mind consistently, which shapes our perception and our belief about the world. Let me give you a real life example. When I used to work in Canary Wharf, the commute was quite a few hours to get there. So naturally, I'm listening to different things. I'm listening to music. I've got the radio on. I may have some audiobooks. But in the earlier stages, I wasn't fully awake at this stage. It was my journey to becoming more self-aware, learning personal development books. So I still used to have things on like the radio, for example. And as I started to become more aware of this, I would pick up on things that would used to just go over my head. And hopefully you guys can resonate with this. People used to come onto the radio show and they would almost start with things like, hey, welcome to the radio show. They're going to announce some people that are just about to come on to sing. And they would say things like, welcome to, it's another miserable Monday. It's a typical miserable Monday. We're nearly getting to the point of which that, Wednesday will be here soon. We'll get the Monday out the way. And then before you know it, it'll be Friday. And then we can party at the weekend again. Think about that programming right there and then. I remember the moment in when I heard that and I turned it off. Never listened to the radio ever again. And there's a reason as to why when I started to become more aware of